This is a video about how pandas are fake and gay. It's not a real animal, it's just like a mascot suit, and it was just made up.
Ah, yes, but if they're fake, how can they be gay, Hans?
That's the reason that there's no ancient depictions of pandas.
Then how do you explain this Polaroid I just found of a panda, which was taken on May the 1st, 1902, and definitely wasn't just made by me because I thought it would be funny? Sorry, what was that? Polaroid cameras weren't invented until 1948? That's a minor detail, the sort of thing people like Hans completely ignore anyway. But now I really want to find out why pandas are fake and still somehow gay. But first, a quick word from our sponsor. Please subscribe. Before we jump into today's video, I wanted to give a quick shout out to our sponsor, HelloFresh. So they say breakfast is the most important meal of the day, and they're putting their money where their mouth is. HelloFresh is offering you lovely people free breakfast for life. That's right, you'll get a delicious breakfast item in every delivery. But wait, there's more. HelloFresh isn't just about breakfast, they've got over 50 dinner options to keep your taste buds on their tingling. Feeling fancy? Go for the gourmet pasta. Craving comfort? There's a healthy stew waiting just for you. And if you're watching the calories or packing in the protein, they've got plenty of options to keep you on track. Plus, every ingredient arrives pre-portioned, so no more rummaging through your fridge looking for that forgotten spice. Just fresh, quality ingredients, ready for you to whip up something amazing. Seriously, cooking with HelloFresh is so easy that even your goldfish might start thinking about joining the culinary action. So if you want to make mealtimes fun and enjoy 10 free meals as well as free breakfast for life, hop over to hellofresh.com and use my code CreakyOC10. That's Creaky OCT10, or scan the QR code on screen for a fantastic deal on your first box. I promise you, you will not regret it. Oh, jeez. Right, you're back. Right, let's find out why pandas are gay then, while being fake, obviously.
What this reminded me of is just how, with their psyops, they have to keep them alive. They have to keep them going.
Ah, yes, the great panda psyop. Now, this is one thing that I personally keep a very close eye on. Now, we've all heard flat earthers saying that hiding the true shape of the earth is a psyop, but I've never heard anyone saying that pandas are a psyop. Why, Hans? Why would anybody need to fake an animal to... Why would anyone need to fake an animal?
And you'll see with their fake hoax reality, anything that they've completely made up, like the panda, they gotta keep the magic going. And that's why you'll always hear panda stuff in the news.
Well, yeah, you do occasionally see stories on the news about pandas, but it's usually conservation issue. Or because they're of scientific interest because there's so few of them left. And we can't forget about their inherent cuteness. Pandas are adorable.
I mean, the movie Anchorman kind of makes a jab about that, how it's all about this media sensation thing about a panda. But when was the last time you heard media sensation stories about like a deer or an antelope or a regular, like a squirrel or something?
So do you actually want me to search for news stories about squirrels, deers and antelopes? Because I'm sure there would be some, but they're less frequent because there are way more squirrels, deers and antelopes than there are panda bears. And none of them are, although I don't know, mind, I actually touched a squirrel when I was in New York. And, no, not like that. I let's move on.
We don't get stories about real animals, and their fake ones get overexposure, and they gotta keep the magic going.
Yeah, but if that was true, wouldn't we also see regular news stories about unicorns? I mean, you can't get much more magical than that.
So I'm just gonna quickly read through this stuff. If you're new to this topic, I have a whole playlist about fake animals.
Really? Well, I better make a note of that then.
Today I learned half of pregnancies in giant pandas result in twins, but the mother chooses the stronger cub and the other one is left to die of starvation.
Oh, do they? Maybe they're not as cute as I thought then. But that's just nature. Nature is cruel. There are some species that eat their young.
So often their fake stories are very emotional. There's probably 1,000 videos out there of emotional reunion of a chimp with they'll make up some crazy story about how this chimp is being reunited, and They'll be playing the sappy music in the background, and it's very
heartwarming,
common that they want to get an emotional reaction out of you. Because if you feel sorry for a fursuit, then you already believe in it.
Yeah, but to be fair, you don't really need to believe in animals, you just need to see them. And you can go and see a panda bear in a zoo.
If they can make you feel sorry for this thing, then you've already took the bait and you believe that it's real.
So standing there looking at a panda in a zoo, which they shouldn't be in anyway, in my humble opinion, but that's a whole different topic. But standing there seeing a panda for yourself isn't enough to prove that they're real.
I think this is just an excuse that the panda lobby has devised because they don't want to admit that the mother probably forgot she had 2 babies in the first place.
2 fake gay babies.
I've seen zookeepers steal the favorite panda cub, replacing it with the other one for the mother to care for. They take it into another room and bottle feed it. The mother just carries on. Apparently panda motherhood is a love the one you're with sort of affair. They'll flip the cubs back and forth multiple times a day.
Yeah, but again, that's just nature doing what nature does. Now, I used to breed British bulldogs, or English bulldogs for my American friends. And my English bulldog bitch, when she gave birth to her first litter of puppies, she wasn't in the slightest bit interested. Muggins here had to feed them all every 2 hours.
But then how is she choosing the stronger one to begin with if she doesn't care and can't tell the difference? How are they making that choice to begin with to get the stronger one?
Well, it's not usually a conscious choice. Mother pandas, especially first-time mothers, aren't necessarily choosing the strongest cub in a deliberate way. Their limited energy and the challenging nature of raising twins often leads them to just instinctively focus on one of the cubs.
This just sounds like a bunch of BS. They gotta have an excuse. They have excuses for everything.
Yeah, but they're not really excuses, Hans, are they? They're more what we call explanations.
You guys know how there's people out there that they have an excuse for everything?
Like flat earthers, you mean?
It's not hard to come up with excuses.
I agree, it's not that hard to come up with excuses, but it's also not that hard to do a little bit of reading and find out what's really going on in these situations. You should try it.
There's at least one zoo where they trick the mother with a bamboo stick. They give it to the mom to eat, then they make the swap while she's distracted, so the mom doesn't even know it's a different cub.
And you know why they do that? Well, it's because the panda population is so low, they have to do everything within their power to try and make sure that even though the panda only wants to focus on one of her cubs, that both cubs get a fair shake of the stick.
Well, how could they know which one's more fit and make that decision to abandon the other one if they are so stupid that they can get distracted by a piece of bamboo?
I've already explained it and I'm not doing it again, and there's nothing wrong with being easily distracted.
Yeah, pandas are not real. They're people in fursuits. Go to any panda video of them flopping around and you'll see people in the comments who know. They know that they're fursuits.
Yeah, but can they prove it? Because there's plenty of scientific evidence that shows us the pandas are real. In fact, we don't even need scientific evidence. We just need eyes. And a panda, obviously that makes it a lot easier, but you get my point.
They'll comment about them being drunk people in suits, and yeah, it's because they know. And Nikocado Avocado probably knows that pandas are just a mascot suit. He just did that weird panda thing.
Well, look at you referencing a trending topic. Go Hans! Yeah, but Nikocado Avocado putting on a fake panda head doesn't mean that all other pandas are fake. You can buy pandas... I feel like I'm over-explaining it now.
It is related to the nasty things that these people do to children as well. I do believe that there is that connection.
Ah, right, well maybe your finger is not as on the pulse as I just gave you credit for, because China scrapped the 3-child rule in 2021. It used to be a single child per family, then they upped it to 2, then they upped it to 3, but eventually, and in 2021, they scrapped it altogether, Hans.
Pandas are evolutionarily successful by definition in existing today. They'll say the same thing about koalas. Koalas have the same issues. I do not believe in koalas. I think they are animatronics and puppets. Maybe there used to be some sort of marsupial that looked like, I don't know, the old pictures of pandas, or of koalas, look weird. So I have a bunch of videos on koalas as well. I know for a fact that when I grew up, it wasn't the San Diego Zoo, it was the Wild Animal Park. They literally stuck a stuffed animal in a little glass closet and passed it off as an animal.
And the fact that koalas are a protected species in Australia doesn't have any bearing on any of the things you just said about them being animatronic. And my cousin, who lives in New South Wales and sees koalas fairly regularly, is being duped into thinking that these koalas are real animals, when in reality they're just little furry robots.
Anyways, the breeding problem is also known to be specifically a captivity. They have an excuse for everything. Oh, it's just because they're in captivity. That's the problem.
Yeah, and that's just performance anxiety. How well would you do if you were trying to get your end away in front of an audience? Unless, of course, you're secretly a porn star.
Okay, well, I mean, another point about this, and it goes back to keeping it in the public consciousness, you'll always be able to be shocked about the new information coming out about their fake animals.
Well, to be completely honest with you, pal, I'm just shocked that somebody thinks that animals are fake in the first place. People see these animals all the time.
The lore on their fake animals is always evolving. When I grew up, I know that sloths did not They did not tell us that sloths were covered in moss all the time. That's like a new invention.
What the hell are you talking about? Sloths are covered in moss? Well, that's a new one on me.
Real bears. I tried to look up, like, what is the most closely related bear to a panda bear? They said something about the South American bear that I've never heard of.
Well, if you've never heard of it, Hans, is it even real? And it's actually known as the spectacle bear. And it looks like this.
And this is the way that their magic works. They shove panda bear, panda bear, panda bear into your head. And instead of teaching us about real life, like, we should know about all the other real bears. And we should have cute videos of real bears in the news, or pictures of we get their fake stuff. Children are taught about just outer space balls and dinosaurs all the time. They constructed this imaginary reality to keep people in, and it's a huge disservice because we don't know about so much real beauty, and God really did make all sorts of amazing creatures.
Yeah, no, that's a point. You're a Bible fanboy, so in your mind, God made everything, including panda bears. How dare you accuse him of faking it?
So it's a huge disservice that all we have in our head is sloth, panda, koala, instead of knowing the real animals out there. What is this? Spectacled bears is what it said was most closely related. The AI.
Hang on a second. I did notice that you had Google Gemini on the screen a few seconds ago. So does that mean you're relying 100% on AI for your information? Because if you are, that is definitely not going to serve you well. It makes mistakes. You need to verify the things it says to you.
I mean, in your mind, think of like a mama bear with cubs. Sometimes you think of them with one cub, but a lot of times there are multiple cubs playing together. So it really makes no sense that a panda bear would abandon, and it also makes no sense that if a mother is going to be so choosy to pick out the strong one and abandon the other one, that they would be otherwise completely oblivious to everything.
Much like yourself then, Hans. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you're new, and give the video a like. It helps YouTube know to share it to a wider audience. Anyway, that's enough for today. I'll see you in the next video. Love you. Bye.
I don't think so. No, 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 no. I don't think so. No, 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 no. It's never, ever, 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 ever gonna happen.